In 1994, Hollywood decided to tackle the most taboo topic imaginable: sexual harassment of straight white dudes. We saw Disclosure, so you know what that means.
Now it's time for How to Discriminate. We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater. Cause you know you wonder how to discriminate. Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth. It is me, Tall John Shear, and I am here in studio to talk about a very important movie today. The film is Disclosure from 1994, starring two of the biggest stars of the time, Michael Douglas, Demi Moore, and it's a story, like I mentioned, of sexual harassment in the workplace. But in this film, Michael Douglas is the one who is sexually harassed. Oh, and it also has VR. Here to break it all down, my co-host, Jason Mantzoukas. How are you, Jason?
Listen, Paul, I mean, these straight white men are being victimized all over this movie.
I like it because he's relatable right out of the gate. He's going from being super rich to almost a millionaire.
Yes. And he's a guy that doesn't think a blowjob is sex.
Oh, there's so much to talk about. And we actually have a really fun way to tie this episode into a larger thing. We have two guests today. Our first guest, you know her as a writer for Big Mouth. She's also a writer for The President Show, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Inside Amy Schumer. A first-timer here. Please welcome Emily Altman.
Hi.
Hi, Emily.
Welcome, Emily, to your nightmare.
God.
This movie, we have a reason why you are here, and we have a reason why our other guests are here. We'll get into it both, but I wanted to introduce you and welcome you to the show. But have you ever seen Disclosure before you started to get involved in it?
I hadn't seen it. It's remains in my mind. I think I was like in 8th or 9th grade when it came out, and I remember guys talking about the sex scene.
Oh,
in it.
funny.
I do very much remember like how hot Demi Moore was at the time.
Yes.
And it was mostly about the sex scene.
I mean, that sex scene is a real moment in this film.
It's also an era where everything took place in something semi under construction.
Yes, a lot of industrial design.
Everything is like clear tarps are hung everywhere.
You've already heard him a little bit on mic. He is an How Did This Get Made all-star, one of our favorite guests. You know him from, of course, Big Mouth and The League and The Kroll Show. Please welcome Nick Kroll.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Nick, so excited to have you on this show, and why you're here for this episode is kind of...
You asked us.
Yeah.
You asked us if you could come on and talk about this movie in particular. Why did you do this to us? This is 2 hours and 10 minutes of a movie that you made us watch.
Well, okay. This was the favor I was calling in. I believe I was the first guest on the first episode of How Did This Get Made.
You were.
Shout out to Burlesque. Shout out to Cher. Shout out to Christina Aguilera.
Yep.
I've also flown to Austin to be on the show.
Yes.
Just to hang out with you guys in Austin.
Look, you are a How Did This Get Made all-star. You are part of the How Did This Get Made family.
Thank you. And because that, sometimes family asks for some favors.
Yeah.
Just like in the Fast and Furious movies. It's all about family. It's all about family.
The only favor I want is to find out who does Vin Diesel's milk voice. He always sounds like he's drank a big glass.
It's all buttermilk.
Yeah.
I asked. He's got a buttermilk budget that is in the millions.
You know why? Because those takes are so hot that he's got to drink buttermilk to come up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Vin. Everything curdled.
I'll drink it anyway. It's all about family. So I asked for you guys to do the movie Disclosure because on season 3 of Big Mouth, we have an episode where the kids put on a musical, and the musical that they are putting on is a musical based on the movie Disclosure.
I love this.
So it's Emily Altman co-wrote the episode with Victor Kinoj.
Yes.
And it's one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done on the show. And it felt like it would be a perfect thing to come in here, talk about the movie in general, so that when people watch Big Mouth and they watch that episode, they'll have all of this extra information and be able to understand what we were doing and why we chose to fucking make a musical out of the movie Disclosure.
Between this episode of Big Mouth and this episode of How Did This Get Made, there's going to be so much rewatching of Disclosure that it might get enough heat to get a sequel.
Or a reboot, guys. A reboot.
We need a reboot of Disclosure.
Disclosure.
But I will say...
Disclosure.
I will say that we are on a show where so many people come up to us and say, you got to do this movie on the podcast. You got to do this movie. And when you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds great because it seems so locked in amber. It's like of the time. And it's a perfect choice for this show. Like, I'm surprised
we would do this movie even if you hadn't requested it. This is a movie we would do.
It's a real clean How Did This Get Made?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, this is... All right, so what I love about this movie...
It's got virtual reality. Which we are obsessed with. CD-ROMs.
It's mostly CD-ROMs. Most of the movie is CD-ROMs.
Oddly, let's get into the technology here because the technology is he's in charge of like releasing CD-ROM, like, you know,
manufacturing CD-ROM players,
but also on the VR team.
And the VR that they're creating is like a virtual reality filing cabinet.
Yes.
Like the corridor, the thing they've created that makes their company worth billions. Like Donald Sutherland is going to be worth $100 million or something. Is all it is you put VR glasses on, you're in a hallway, and you can open filing cabinets and see what's inside.
And see what's in your filing cabinets. And when they actually go in, when you have that big money shot at the end, when you're in there and it's like ILM, it's so boring. And they're all going up there to like, let's experiencing it. They talk about it like, check out the VR world. There's nothing interesting, nothing fun. It's not even like a filing cabinet on the beach. It's in like an old bank building.
Yeah, like this is in that era of that Aerosmith video. Remember the VR video
with Alicia Silverstone.
Alicia Silverstone. A quick Alicia Silverstone anecdote. I feel like this might be the place to tell it.
Go ahead.
I saw her at a party, and she was like, "I haven't seen you since I was at your house," and I was like, "Alicia." I was like, you've never been to my house? And she was like, yes, I have. I was at your house. I was like, no, I know where I've met you. And it was not at, and she was, it goes on like this for a little while. And then she's like, oh my God, you're not who I thought you were. You're someone else. I know you're Nick Kroll. And I was like, I am. And she's like, oh, I shouldn't. I don't even. I was like, Alicia, now you have to tell me who you think I was. She goes, I thought you were Chris Kattan. Sorry,
it's the best.
Sorry, slight diversion. However,
very worthwhile.
So, but it was that Aerosmith video where the guy puts on the virtual reality helmet and like he's now on a motorbike with Alicia Silverstone, and it's like, that's virtual reality, right?
Right. Well, that I
was
think
the dream.
The idea is that virtual reality is an escape from reality, and you get to interact in a really crazy space. This
do things you'd never do in real life. Couldn't even imagine.
The avatar was your own face. You didn't even get to escape your own body. You got to be it. And I thought this. I pulled this one clip from how Demi Moore speaks about what the internet and virtual reality would be, and I just thought it was so funny because it's so wrong.
What we're selling is freedom. We offer through technology what religion and revolution have promised but never delivered. Freedom from the physical body. Freedom from race and gender, from nationality and personality, from place and time. Communicating by cellular phone and handheld computer, PDA, and built-in fax modem, we can relate to each other as pure consciousness.
The exact not thing that has happened.
I would
say it's made us a more segmented, angry community.
A place where all of those things she said, race and gender, matter the most. And a way to like protect our anonymity while we attack those. It's like a system for trolls.
I mean, but it's also funny that, just quickly, a shout out to the Ennio Morricone music playing in the background there.
So
By
good.
the way, he does the music.
I know.
This is a Barry Levinson movie. This is a lot of times on the show, we're covering movies that are B movies or C or D movies even, like really low budget, whatever. And then we've got, your big Fast and Furious movies. But this movie at the time is a massive, these are the biggest stars of the time. This is one of the biggest directors of the time. This was like when adult movies like this were king.
It's Michael Crichton, who has, at this point, has created ER, right?
Right. Jurassic Park. Created Jurassic Park.
He sold the movie rights for $1 million before the novel was even published.
Right. Wow. He it was like day after the Anita Hill hearing started. He's like, I got an idea.
And then a couple.
His whole pitch was just a Coke can, and he starts.
By the way, there's a weird close up on a Coke can there's a vending machine thing, and I was like, wow. This is like
interesting.
Their nod.
Wow. By the way, Milos Forman was the original director, but left due to creative differences with Michael Crichton, and Barry Levinson came in.
Really?
And took over. Which
That's
is just, I wonder which way Milos Forman wanted to push it. Like, what did Crichton react to?
Crichton's like, it's a virtual file cabinet or I walk.
Milos Forman's like, maybe it could be something more interesting, more exciting to look at when you're in the virtual world. No, I want to open drawers that say finances.
I mean, but again, this movie had a budget of $55 million. It made a gross of $83 million. A huge hit. It was a big movie.
That is crazy that this movie cost $55 million. And is it all for it's all for glass walls and glass offices?
I love tech companies in films like this. Like tech companies look so sexy. It's like the CSI it's like CSI on TV. It's like everything is glass. They have these big conferences and people could see people yelling through the glass. Like his wife, Michael Douglas and his wife get into a fight in a glass room outside the mediation room. Everyone can see that.
Yeah.
Everyone can see, but like there are at least 4 plot points in this movie that hinge on someone being able to hear or see through glass. Like Michael Douglas basically is able to discern the whole third act, fourth act really plot twist by simply walking by Demi Moore's office and eavesdropping on her while she's on a treadmill.
By the way, it wasn't even her office. I think that was just a gym that also happened to be in the tech company.
Oh, I thought they put that stuff in her office. Okay,
everything looks like an office. The gym looks like an office. Yes, everything does.
Everything's an office. That's very true.
Sorry, before we go forward,
is that one of the songs in the show? Big Mouth, everything's an office.
No, but it should have been that. Just a quick question before we move further: is it Demi Moore or Demi Moore?
I've heard it is Demi.
I think I think it was originally Demi. Like I feel like in the 80s it was Demi, and then she shifted to Demi. That's
it's more demure.
I'm wondering if Demi Lovato.
Mm-hmm. Demi Lovato.
Is
Demi Lovato.
I believe her name is short for the Greek name Demetra. And I wonder if Demi Moore is the same, in which I think it would be Demi, not Demi.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, as always, Demi Moore is basing everything off of Greek mythology.
Well, I'm wondering if her name is also Demetra.
Oh, I wonder. Are you now trying to figure out if Demi Moore is maybe Greek?
He's half Greek. I'm just now, but no, my dad would have told me because he can readily call up any celebrity who's Greek and be like, well, Tina Fey is Greek. You should talk to Tina Fey.
Yeah.
This movie, again, like we kind of touched on it, it revolves around Michael Douglas getting a new boss who happens to be his old ex-girlfriend who they had a very sexual relationship
My
with.
favorite thing in this movie is that he is the head of production, and it is a movie in which I feel like Michael Douglas is like, no, let me be very clear. I'm a guy. I'm the head of manufacturing and production of this hardware unit for a computer thing, but I need everybody to recognize that I'm one of the biggest playboys that has ever existed in tech. Everybody's like, oh, this guy used to get all the pussy.
I mean, his wife is like, you fucked so many women. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Well, the story is always about how prolific he was.
He gets more ass than a rental car.
Yes.
That's what Dennis Miller says.
Oh, by the way, Dennis Miller
is... Wow.
I mean, with Dennis Miller, first of all, Michael Crichton wrote the character for Dennis Miller, which just shows you where we're living.
Yeah.
There's so many great Dennis Miller,
Millerisms
throughout the whole thing. Again, and am I buying it's like Michael Douglas and Dennis Miller are tech guys, and then this guy who's like Kato Kalin, who who's like
Kato K. So along those lines, I think when we were deciding to do this for the show, we were describing this movie as in the Michael Douglas's period of filmmaking when he was too sexy for his own good.
Yes.
Where it's the third in the triptych of Basic Instinct,
Fatal Attraction,
yes.
and then Disclosure was kind of like the one that slightly missed the mark.
Right, slightly, but it's like it still is a movie that's kind of burned into your mind as like a big film.
And it hit.
And
it worked. It was not a failure at all.
And Michael Douglas was in all of these movies. These women are going crazy because they want to fuck him so bad
that they'll blow up their whole lives for it.
Yes.
They will literally blow up their whole lives just to get a taste of that D.
And by the way, I will say the one thing that really bothered me, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but like obviously he's sexually harassed. But never at one point does he like apologize to his wife, seem to have any guilt, have anything about him where he's like, because that's, I mean, we'll get into that scene, but he is bulletproof. He seems to be unfazed by anything but losing $1 million.
Yes,
like that's
being less rich.
Yeah,
and they made this in the screenplay at the beginning where she clarifies his wife is like, but we're already rich. We just want to be clear before the movie unfolds. We're very rich.
You see where they live.
Like,
they live in a beautiful house, like a giant house on a lake. Gorgeous.
Oh, they drive a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, which is like one of my all-time favorite cars.
Yeah, you wanted that car. I love that car.
I love that car. But my thing was, there's the scene where, just to jump back to Dennis Miller, they go to dinner with Dennis Miller and his wife and Michael Douglas and his wife. And this is kind of near the beginning of the second act or whatever, when Michael Douglas is starting to kind of go down the road of maybe he can claim sexual harassment and that will help him kind of get out from under where he is. But he hasn't told his wife. He's not blah, blah, blah. And so Dennis Miller is given the information and outs him at dinner. Mm-hmm. And then it's a big dust up. And then they go, why don't we sit and have a nice dinner? Mm-hmm. And then they just sit and have a nice dinner after Dennis Miller has just revealed that Michael Douglas cheated on his wife with his ex-girlfriend.
To his wife.
The wife digests so much information and effortlessly is like, oh no, he told me everything. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Lying for him.
And then they cut to the outside afterwards and she's like, please just tell me, did you sleep with her? Like, she seems like destroyed, in a way that you're like, and he like continues to lie. Like, he is the protagonist of this movie and is just a piece of shit.
His wife goes through so much. The fact that she's like sitting behind him in that mediation too.
I know. Why is she sitting in the mediation?
Because he was going to go without a lawyer. Or no, that wasn't it. He had the woman that he'd hired, but why was she gonna
standing by?
Maybe she thought the optics.
But then it's like
good.
he lies to her in that first scene where or in the scene where he's like, she put her hand on my penis, and then they get into
penis. Right into the hole.
Yeah, she stuffed her middle
deep into the hole. Yeah. She
sticks her middle finger into my urethra,
into all the way into my bladder.
That hurt, Paul? Are you feeling that? Are you feeling that?
Ooh, she milked my bladder from inside my peel.
She took her nail and dug right into my urethra.
And there was an M&M in there.
Yeah.
And Dennis Miller, by the way, just to hit one more thing with him too, is like supposedly like the voice of, like, not the voice of reason, but the guy who's like, I'm saying it as it is.
I think he's like the every dude.
Yeah.
Like, Come on, you don't have a boner?
He's like, she doesn't give you a boner.
Lift up. You don't achieve lift up.
Yeah.
Here's
you got to use a Mack truck, Series 5 to understand how to lift that thing out.
Cha-cha.
Yeah.
This is where he gets in trouble here. This comes back to haunt Michael Douglas, this interaction.
Come on, you have a sexual urge every 20 minutes. It's a physiological certainty. It's hardwired into your limbic brain. You can't fight it. Why would you want to fight it? Live a little. I mean, 10 years from now, you're going to need a forklift to get a hard-on, pal. I'll call you tonight.
10 years from now?
So it's, but you know what
when
it
you're
is?
40,
you're
gonna
I know.
And also, how does a forklift help?
Yeah.
You know, like exactly.
Lift up those
a
balls?
forklift, like what does it do? Like a forklift doesn't get it.
Balls?
Yeah. But it's so funny. This is also Michael Crichton. It's like that. It's like when Sorkin wrote Studio 60. It's like writers who want to write stand-up.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
comedy.
And they're like,
yeah.
I'm going to write Dennis Miller material.
Quips. I'm gonna write what it must be like to be around one of these guys.
And I will say, though, to Crichton's credit, it ages great.
It does.
Yeah, really, it still has that kind of bite in that.
But it is
flavor.
like I have to say inside of it, like Dennis Miller is like it's fun. I do like hearing Miller's voice in there. Like he's fun in that role of like, come on, you know.
Well, he's got a real, unlike Kato Kaelin in the movie, he has like a point of view. He's got like something, an engine driving him that's fun to watch enough. The way that I also find Donald Sutherland just captivating to watch.
Too.
Donald
His massive teeth.
They are. I think they're getting bigger.
They are.
Donald Sutherland says something in the beginning, and I loved his choice, which was he talks about the death of his daughter, but he glosses over it so quick. He's like, when my daughter died. I was like, not even like he's like speaking to so many people, like there's no like emotion.
No
It's
reference to it after that. But I will say a couple things. One, Donald Sutherland is doing almost a like New York accent. Like he pops in and out of like, I think Donald Sutherland was like, I'd like to do a fun sort of, he's a tough New York guy. And they were like, okay. And then he's like, forget it. After like 3 scenes, he's like, I'm not doing that.
I didn't say that.
The other thing is with Dennis Miller and Michael Douglas is this is prime mullet This is prime 90s mullet.
Yes.
The hair is
not trashy mullet, not like
full
not,
hair,
yes,
just
like
full hair,
but like long in the back, but
Yeah.
like coiffed up top.
Yeah.
And I will say this is the time where I realized also 90s clothes are disgusting.
Oh,
like
yeah.
So loose on the
Yeah,
body.
so
loose.
raping.
She talks about his body at one point. She's like, "You're still so hard. Your body's still so tight." And
Yeah.
it's like, you can't tell.
By the way, this
The
is
way you fill out all those pleats and those
Yeah, I know.
I really do feel like, there's been in the news recently, like the Fast and Furious guys had like this thing about who can take a punch. I feel like here, Michael Douglas is like, you got to make her talk a little bit more about my rock hard body. Yeah. Like, I do feel like it's overkill. It's
Yes.
like what are you like who are you convincing? Like
everybody else and everybody, all of the women in the movie are wearing like just like clothes on top of clothes on top of other clothes. It looks like they are just draped in fabric.
It's
loose
90s fabric.
Yeah, it is so blousy and flowy. Everything. It's hilarious to see. Everybody in the workplace is just like a whole barrage of nonsense clothes. Every time there's a meeting.
He's also Michael Douglas he's a backpack guy, which I love that as a character. Yeah. He's on a backpack. He's got he's taking the ferry. He's taking a couple.
I feel like style wise though, like another thing that we can address at some point is the Pacific Northwest. How much and how 90s that also is.
It's in that
like,
sleepless
coming
in
together.
Seattle period.
But also grunge.
Yeah.
I was
This movie is very
surprised.
grunge.
I was surprised there wasn't more of a wink to that. There was like that's how much this movie exists in a time when adult movies mattered. Is it makes no effort to like reach out to younger people by acknowledging that at this time in Seattle is like the most vibrant music scene in America.
they don't even
Not exactly, but yes.
dare. But you're right.
But they would, I feel like now they would try and use like they go to see some band.
Yeah,
or
Kato
whatever.
Kaelin would be like
wearing a Nirvana
Kurt
shirt.
Cobain.
Come see my band tonight.
They didn't even give a shit.
Maybe they were trying to make him look like Kurt Cobain.
Oh. Yeah, that's probably true. Because he's
like that long blondie hair.
Yeah.
I think what I was really taking in was how warped I was by movies like this as a child, because this is what you would see, like Basic Instinct and stuff like this. Like these are the films of my youth that were like cool.
Kids watched adult films.
Yes.
Right. Because they were always playing on cable. Like movies like this were always playing on the HBOs and the, whatever.
Richard Gere and Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
It's like this intense thing. Even like Alec Baldwin made that movie like The Getaway with Kim Basinger.
Oh, yeah.
And they had like he showed his dick and she was totally naked. It was like on the unrated version of The Getaway. I remember getting it at Blockbuster and being so excited.
Whoa. Well, that's
the Ali MacGraw, by the way, just a sidetrack, the Ali MacGraw, Steve McQueen version of The Getaway is one of the greatest movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it called The Getaway?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
The movie, it takes place in a week. So we're Monday through Friday.
Yeah, by the way,
that Shining, they used the Shining Monday when it starts and lives up to the promise of the thrill.
So much happens in 5 days, and they make such a big deal of like, this is going to wreck your life and you're going to spend so much money. No. Just if you can spend 5 days dealing with a sexual harassment case.
And honestly, at the end of it, this is a legal case that would take months, if not years, to work
arbitration.
But I love that at the end of the movie, it should have just been like somebody says to Michael Douglas, "How you doing?" And he's like, tough week.
Yeah.
It's like that's how it's only been 1 week of his life.
Well, is this a fair time to just bring up what the plot of this movie is?
Of course.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing is like, I don't know how I would explain, like if you talk about the movie, you're like, oh, it's the movie where Demi Moore sexually harasses Michael Douglas and then accuses him of sexual harassment, right?
Right.
But the actual plot of the movie is that Donald Sutherland is trying to sell or merge his company to make $100 million.
In 1994
is a lot of money.
Which is a lot of money, but still, yes, it is crazy.
But like now $100 million for a tech company is like what
Maybe he was
Loofah would make, like a company that just sells like loofahs, delivers you loofahs.
By the way, that's a great. I get my box every month, brand new loofahs.
By the way, we should say this episode of How Did This Get Made is brought to you by Loofah. Loofah Rigno's Loofah Company.
Scrub off some savings at 15% when you use the offer code bonkers at Loofah.
Yeah, Loofah by Loofah Igno.
This is Idris Elba. I'm Loofah. For Loofah.
I scrubbed the streets of London clean, and now I want to scrub your body clean.
You've got dead skin all over your body.
Yeah, I've found dead bodies all over London.
Oh, I hate these jams.
Oh, boy. So... Anyway, that Loofah would have $100 million merger, right?
But maybe he's excited because he has $100 million for a company that's just a virtual filing cabinet. We've pulled the biggest wool over everyone's eyes.
Can I ask a question? Is the sexual harassment, the initial sexual harassment,
this is my question,
a setup itself?
That's what
When Demi Moore calls him up to the office for wine to discuss, is that a trap? Or
I don't think so, because I think we're supposed to believe that he is that sexually attractive.
Okay.
I don't think she's putting, I think it's that she is so moved by how hot he is.
Yes.
She has to do it.
But don't you think, I read it slightly differently. I think that she was like going, hey, we used to fuck. He'll want to do it again. Let's just go and we'll just have our thing. Like we'll have
our normal affairs.
Yeah.
While I got his promotion.
Yeah.
I got your promotion, but we can still hook up.
But that's what I like. And so I think what is even weirder about this too is like, so she's spurned because he doesn't want to have sex with her. And then she's like, I'm going to take you down.
Yes.
And oddly, the whole company's against him too.
But that's the thing is like, he spurns her, right? She's like, I'm going to take you down. But they were always trying to take him down. He was always supposed to be the scapegoat for why the technology wasn't working.
Yeah, was the sexual harassment not the first attempt to get him out? It was just a complication to their long game of trying to get him out.
I thought,
is that right?
No,
yes. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's different, but I thought they were using that to be like, we'll get him out this way because he was already pushed down to the lower tier.
What I believe after spending like literally hours trying to understand this and talking about it with my girlfriend who was like, can you explain to me what this is about?
Yeah.
Here's what I believe they were trying to accomplish.
Your dates must be so fun.
Is that
you just like furiously diagramming on the table?
Right.
Then she says,
right. So Demi, and it's Demi. Okay. She's Greek, we think. So because I believe what happens is that they are trying to get this merger done, but the technology and the manufacturing on these new CD-ROMs, which are a big part of this whole virtual reality deal or whatever, unclear.
They need these CD-ROM drives, not even the CD.
They need these CD-ROM drives for this virtual reality, which is the cornerstone of why this merger is happening. They are behind about a year on production.
Right.
So they need a scapegoat. If this comes out, they need a scapegoat to bury the problem on, and they're choosing Michael Douglas as the scapegoat so that if it all ever comes up, they'll be able to fire him and be like, we fired the problem now. But even then, it still doesn't.
But the reason
because they would still be behind. They can't say
the reason they're behind what we find out
You're
at
right,
the end,
though, I think.
I think so far everybody is right. That's the thing is all of these things are in play, and that's what's kind of difficult to kind of figure out because there's multiple people have multiple levels of secret plans, because what we then find out at the end is that it was Demi Moore's character who made the changes to the manufacturing line of the CD-ROM drives that have necessitated that Michael Douglas is now a year behind schedule.
But why did she do that? She just wanted to set the company back?
Cost cutting? To get them maybe ready for the merger quicker?
Yes.
I mean, my guess is that they had a clock and they couldn't wait.
Anytime when you're rolling in Malaysian news footage too, your big reveal at the end. This is amazing.
And also just like being like,
and he has all of that overnight. He's able to overnight build an incredible case against Demi Moore.
All because this is a guy who's always helping out the little guy. His wife says it and she's like, you're the only one who helps everybody or something.
Yeah.
And then like his big help
except her.
The Disneyland tickets.
Yes.
He goes, big old Disneyland tickets.
He writes, he goes, all the rides are comped. At one point,
you're not going to have to pay for a seat. Once you get in there, go on any ride you
can
want.
ride it as many times. Don't worry, all the rides are comped. When he said that, it spoke to me that no one has been to Disneyland there. No one understood the concept.
It's not hard to get tickets. It's not like a concert.
No.
You have to like get scalped tickets
all your
to
rides
Disneyland.
are comped.
And is that just to save the cat thing of like he's a good guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And why the guy helps him, right?
Right,
like
exactly.
why he has a
He's from
connection.
Malaysia.
The transaction is the same. The guy he got the Disney tickets for is the guy who faxes him all the incriminating
Whose name
information.
is maybe Jafar?
Yes, Jafar.
This is post, and this is post Aladdin, or is this pre?
It's a nod to Aladdin, and
is it right?
Aladdin,
terrible nod to Aladdin.
Yeah, well, because Jafar wants to go to Disney World. He's not allowed in because he's a villain.
Well, he can afford some of the rides. He can't afford all of them.
Michael Crichton's just like with his kids are watching Aladdin in the background. He's like, Jafar, great, got it. Okay, clickety clackety, clickety clackety.
Aladdin came out in '92, so it is.
We're living in a post Aladdin world.
Yes.
Go ahead,
please.
Please. Look, what I'm saying is I don't want to be stressed out by this. I might just take a Prozac.
Oh, so 90s, every little
I know, and
piece
as
of
if
it.
like it's just like, oh, you want to I'm stressed out. Oh, you want a Prozac? It's like this is not an Advil. Like
no.
Prozac works cumulatively over time. You have to take something like Prozac for a long time for it to get into you. You don't just like casually pop a Prozac.
But this movie speaks of all these things as if they were all in the media. They're like Prozac, VR, sexual harassment. It's like it's just thrown in terms. It's like it's like a weird random like timeline of what 90
time capsule.
Yeah, time
Everything
capsule.
in there is present from the 90s. Everything is there.
So when he goes into this office to meet her and they have their first meeting, she requests a back rub, which she does. I mean, it's so funny because they don't try to change it in any way. They just basically go, here are the details of how, or the tropes of men sexually harassing women. We'll just have her do the exact same thing. Like, ooh, give me a back rub. Mm-hmm. And so funny. And the secretary walks in.
Yeah. Secretary, totally indifferent. By the way,
why does she? I have a question about that.
Yes.
So the secretary locks the
Yes.
Why? So the secretary
She's
in on it as well?
This is before they could install
before the
Matt
Lauer.
The Matt Lauer button that automatically locks the door. The secretary had to lock the door.
That was so odd though, because she would have to say like, "Hey, I'm
gonna sexually harass someone in here." So.
Also, here is my question: is Demi Moore has been not like this is the first he's seen. This is the first Michael Douglas has seen of her. She's got a not a fully furnished office yet.
No, it's under construction.
Right.
But it's pretty done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has flown her secretary up with her to, like, I was sort of like, so the secretary is with her in California. They've flown up that day.
Yes.
The office is basically done.
Up and running.
And he didn't ever see it.
He had no idea that this was not going to be. This was supposed to be his job.
They treat it like the office is being decorated like a surprise party. Like, well, I know they're decorating the office, so it's going to be mine. Like, no, she's fully in there.
The choices have been made.
Yeah, like, he would have been able to look and be like, oh, that's not my stuff.
That's the thing. Donald Sutherland, the guy from Happiness, Dylan Baker.
Oh, Dylan Baker's so
He's
good.
one of the great weasels of our time.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all so excited to fuck over Michael Douglas.
Well, that's one of the notes I made. I was like, this movie exists in a world in which just people at a tech company are so gleefully engaged in like nefarious activities to destroy a single person as if he's wronged them.
And
like Dylan Baker is essentially like twirling a mustache throughout, like he's such an idiot. Yeah. He has no idea.
And he's only shown us at that point to be the nicest of all people. Like, he's helping out. He's got a hamper full of balls in his office that he likes to, play with his basketball. I thought that was such a funny, weird
I didn't see that.
He has a hamper of balls. Like it's like basketball, football. And at one point he's just like, has a basketball and he's like, just tosses it in the side.
Well, but the office door stays open.
Oh, yeah.
And his secretary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cindy, right?
Are you a friend?
Yeah.
Are you a friend?
Well, and it's like it's always so funny in movies. Where it's like, do you want the door open or closed? He's like, I always leave it open. She's like, you always leave it open. And you're like,
that door's going to close someday.
Yeah, yeah.
And she also is like they have a thing where she's very concerned about him when he is going through his trauma. Like, she's like, are you okay? He's like, I'm fine. And then yet she testifies against him. Which is
they set that up as well when he pats her on the butt with the files in the beginning. They really show you that, like, they make sure that lands, so that's when that comes back later.
And then she does it at the end.
Yeah.
Which shows that everyone's learned.
Everyone is doing it. Also, she kind of apologizes at the very end. She apologizes at the very end for...
Which we have in...
I didn't quite understand what she's apologizing for, but it feels bad.
Right. Well, it's like she's apologizing for, like, saying out loud that he, like, sexually
she's like,
harassed
I'm so sorry that I told the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a fucking mixed message movie because she's like, I'm apologizing for testifying against you because you actually are a good guy. And now the thing that you did to me, I'm going to do to you. And
playfully,
Playfully, which he did to her playfully, like, not lasciviously. So, I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. I'm just saying, but, like, no one's learned anything in this interaction. This has been...
No, I feel like they set up the idea that, in the office, like, look, Michael Douglas isn't perfect. Like, I feel like they were like, we covered our bases. We've covered our bases, right? So, like, we're not just saying Demi Moore sexually harassed him and Michael Douglas is an angel. He likes to play around a little bit, but it's all in good fun. It's nothing bad.
Well, keep in mind this. This is 1994. This is before...
Joe Biden got plugs.
This is before. I mean, it's 2019. Remember, like, this looks antiquated because we have figured out sexual harassment so clearly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, this is like from another time.
Yeah, there's no problems.
And everything. This looks antiquated.
No, we've solved all of this.
I feel like nobody talks about it anymore. These days, you're not really sort of hearing about it at all.
I know. It's
kind of
like not in the news. I went away. I feel like this, like, I can't believe that this isn't the biggest movie in the alt-right world.
The spirit is identical. It's so weird. So the defensiveness that he has, the persecution that he goes through from the guy on the ferry from the very beginning. It's like a world.
Yes.
Everyone is against him.
Yes.
It feels so much like right now.
It is. The guy on the ferry, which... The guy on the ferry, we have a puppet scene in Disclosure the Musical. Briefly, you'll see like a weird puppet version of the ominous man on the ferry. And we have the blowjob scene. We have like an experimental dance blowjob scene, which you see very briefly. But the guy on the ferry is like, these women are taking our jobs.
Yes.
And it's like, it's like 25 years later, it's still this feeling, it's the same sentiment, right?
And you're supposed to think, I think at the beginning that guy's like over the top top on the ferry. But then the way the movie plays out, you're like, no, I think that's what Michael Douglas feels he experienced.
Michael Douglas looks at him at the end of the movie almost to say, like, were you right the whole time?
Yeah, you were.
Are you some sort of, are you like the blind seer?
Yeah.
Are you like, what's the Greek blind seer? Tiberius? No, that's not right. But like, that's a crazy idea.
Well, he says to him, he goes, you used to have fun with the girls. Now they want your job. Yeah. Like that's like the most damning thing he can say. Like, wow, why can't we just like, why don't these girls just want to fuck us anymore? Now they want to work and vote and get out there.
It really has been a real rough, 15 years for straight white dudes. Like a real straight decline. They're really feeling it.
Put this in some sort of context too. This is 4 years before the Clinton Lewinsky stuff even comes out too. So it's like it is interesting in the sense that it was ahead of its time.
Well, that's what I bet. Like when I bet when all the Clinton Lewinsky stuff comes out, and it's like, well, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, which is like, it's like he didn't have sex with her, but she clearly blew him. He definitely put a cigar inside of her, and what an amazing guy to be the president of the United States in his mid-50s to do that to a 21-year-old girl. What a great guy.
But also to talk about that, like just recently watching that Monica Lewinsky doc, you realize like, oh, I saw this totally wrong. The way the media kind of put it in your head as a kid, like you're like, oh yeah, like you no, his personal life is his personal life. Like,
right.
No,
you don't
you're
understand
right.
the power dynamic.
Stream media.
Jason has changed a lot too, just like Dennis Miller. You've done a lot of different changes.
The lamestream media will have you believe.
But it is, I bet when the Clinton Lewinsky stuff came out, I guarantee like Crichton and all those guys were like, we saw it. We knew it. We saw like this is all these women taking down these good men.
In this movie, you've got him say a line which is,
I can tell you right now. I mean, is it sexual harassment is about power?
Yes.
When did I ever have the power?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Not the line, but that line is, they say it like 4 times in the movie.
Well, here's the thing. Let's get into this scene, the sexual harassment scene. So it starts off with the arm rubbing or the back rub, the door is locked, and then the attack. This is the most, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but the most mixed message sexual harassment scene either, because
No, Meredith.
No,
My God, Meredith, no.
No.
I know. I got like Shia LaBeouf watching and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But then the angles, like that blowjob. I mean, first of all, that's another hilarious thing, I guess, in my mind, that like for this woman, like she wants to get off by giving him a blowjob. Like, oh, I just want to get your cock in my mouth. Like that gets me off. Like. But like, so she's like, so you have this angle like on her face in his crotch in those very pleated pants, and he's like, no, and then he kind of lifts her off. He's like, okay, you want to get fucked? Yeah, I'll fuck you.
Yeah,
and then they just
start fucking.
No, they almost fucked.
Okay, they almost
rips.
Yeah.
There's a very important rip of
he rips her, and I think that's in one of those things where Michael's like, I've got an idea. I've got one idea, Barry. Before we roll on this, I thought maybe we'd try this. So he rips the underwear off, and then he's
there was a couple of times he tried to, and it didn't work. And he's like, "Can somebody score the underwear so it'll rip? It'll rip easier."
Well, here is a little bit of the sex scene.
It's another dull day in the computer business.
Let me be the boss.
She uses a lot of business language.
Oh, you got it.
No,
She's like, the synergy between our bodies has never been.
I want to download you. Let's ideate. Oh.
No. All right, so now he's in the middle of getting it.
You want to get fucked, huh?
Come on,
Is that
do
what
it.
you want? You want to get fucked?
You're turning everybody on, Paul.
Is that what you want?
I love when she puts her fingers in his mouth.
But he says, do you want to get fucked? And then he gets all the power, or in this moment, he is the aggressor, which I think is a funny, weird mix to be like, okay, so he's got to also show he's not really being sexually assaulted because he then has
I believe that they're saying, I believe that like what they thought they were doing was being like, she's pushing him, and then He's still a fucking dog. You know what I mean?
He's got to do it. And now he's a man. He got to do it.
It is part of his character that he is like a womanizing man, like a man with a past of like sexual prowess or whatever. And
it's like he's a sexual prowess guy, but like you see him at home and you see him with his family, and in general he's like so kind of like such a family man. And
that's what Demi Moore is kind of chipping away at. He arrives and the first thing she does is be like, show me pictures of your family, who she then proceeds to neg fully. She negs his daughter. He says, but look at this, a picture of my daughter. Isn't she beautiful? She goes, she looks like your wife.
Who needs to lose weight.
She said, she goes, she never lost. And then Michael Douglas goes, she never lost the baby weight from the first baby. He throws that out there. Like,
and by the way,
that actress, what? She's quite slender.
She's
also, how can you tell she's wearing the blousiest of clothing?
But that's a crazy thing to say, like, to anyone. Like, my wife never lost that baby weight. Like,
it's almost like apologizing for it. Like, you caught that. I'm sorry.
And you know what? To say that to someone who's an ex-girlfriend of yours is an invitation.
Yes.
To say that to an ex is basically to say, I'm not happy with
this
my
is why
wife.
It's confusing. He gave her a mixed message.
But I think that's what they think they were doing. They were like, see, there is gray here.
I think that's what it is. That they're saying, like, if we really took a snapshot of what sexual harassment is, it's just a lot of gray. It's as much the women as it is the men.
Exactly. By putting a man in that role, they can say, like, that's why they do that thing on the ass slap at the end. It's like, guys, what is it? I mean, what is, like, where is it for you? It's not like, it's a very mixed message.
There's also something in that exchange where Demi Moore says, it looks like your wife keeps your refrigerator full of food.
Yeah.
That's like another comment. And that's why he thinks that she's saying that she's fat because he's full of food. But I don't even get what refrigerator full of food.
I think she's saying, like, she seems like a good
domestic
provider. Yes.
Oh, like, she's
like
a dummy at home or something like that. Okay.
You know, like, and
even though she's a lawyer and she's got a bed full of papers.
She's quite accomplished.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a bed.
She's always
that's
doing
such a
work.
90s thing of like, I'm working at home, so my bed is covered in
By the
papers.
way, that is a June Diane Raphael specialty.
Really?
June makes the bed a full-blown office. It is like there are books. When I try to get into
you should get her the corridor, so that she's just in a virtual office in bed. She just puts on virtual office. Imagine walking into your bedroom and June is just reaching out.
There is something about June that is like a little 90s working woman.
I mean, by the way, I think that she is somebody who grew up on Baby Boom, and she's like, I want to live this life.
She's also playing "Let the River Run" while she does it.
Let the river run. Carly Simon sings in our room every night. But she,
you guys have changed.
June does say that she considers
it used to be Carly
her bed
Rae
the
Jepsen.
office. Like she does, like
she considers her bed the office.
She likes to. She's very open about loving to get into bed at early times and be like, let's figure this
get
out.
to work.
I literally, when I come to bed, I'm moving books and files and things.
You're probably one of the only people that wakes up with paper cuts.
But so he is.
Shout out to June.
June, who said when she's in New York right now doing press for her book, her great book, that she's like, I'm so bummed I'm not here for this episode. She's like, this is my favorite movie.
What? We have to
get. She was watching me watch it on the plane yesterday, and she's like, oh. Wish I could talk about this movie. She also gave me a warning. She's like, you be careful in there tomorrow. She's like, you guys are in a minefield.
Well, it is, but again, like Michael Douglas, everyone's in a minefield. And like, I think like how it's just, this movie to me is so, in a weird way, it is very prophetic about how all of this would eventually go down. It only took 25 years for us to be like, watch how, for like white men to be like, watch how, and all men, how women are going to weaponize sexual harassment against men.
And what I think is so interesting is the movie is also a revenge film. Like, because once he's been wrong, he's like, now I'm going to fucking wreck your life.
Yes, the scene where he confronts her, because it goes beyond, he wants to humiliate her.
Yes.
He's too, like, tricky, where he's like, Meredith, I'm just curious. I thought you were in charge of that. And then everyone starts to laugh at her.
Yeah.
And there's too much emotion behind it. He needs it too much.
And they never really do that to him. Everything that he's doing is very segmented. The only people that are probably laughing at him is the guy who accidentally got the message on his answering machine of the hardcore sex scene.
Yeah.
Like,
who was that?
Fucking
Who
random.
was that?
Because he was auto type on his phone, made him call the wrong guy.
That wasn't someone we knew, right?
No.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be the guy from the fucking boat. Like, at least
that's
tie
what
it
I
together.
thought it was. No, that was confusing.
Yes.
I also think that in this, like, it's like the speeches and the reveal, there's at least two times when Demi Moore cannot help herself but reveal, like, what a fucking...
she does like a couple of different you can't handle the truths.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where it's like, if you push me, guess what? I won't back down.
Do you want to hear...
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to hear her big... This is her big seat.
Locked the door. You demanded service, and then you got angry when he didn't provide it. So you decided to get even. To get rid of him with this trumped-up charge. Ms. Johnson, the only thing you have proven is that a woman in power can be every bit as abusive as a man.
Thesis statement for the film.
Yeah.
You want to put me on trial here? Let's at least be honest about what it's for. I am a sexually aggressive woman. I like it. Tom knew it, and you can't handle it. It is the same damn thing since the beginning of time. Veil it, hide it, lock it up, and throw away the key. We expect a woman to do a man's job, make a man's money, and then walk around with a parasol and lie down for a man to fuck her like it was still 100 years ago. Well, no thank you.
By the way, that speech is so A Few Good Men. And she's in A Few Good Men
you can handle.
just 2 years before.
Yeah.
I kind of like that speech. There's something about it that's like very pleasing to me.
By the way, I think
the content is wrong, but I like the way.
I think she's good in this movie. I think she's like really good.
I think there's a bunch of good performances in this movie, which make it even more insane.
Because it's not schlocky.
It's not campy. It's not over the top performance-wise. You know, people are finding a way to compellingly deliver insane lines like that.
Well, but I will say this. What Michael Douglas and Demi Moore are both doing a lot of is lower lip work. Michael Douglas's lower lip is and I don't know if it's always like that, but it's like really jutted out, and I feel like Demi Moore is also doing a lot of lower lip work in this movie.
They both worked with the same acting coach.
It's like the top part of their face
lower lips.
is different than the bottom part. It really does feel like their top part is almost frozen. Like Michael Caine has that thing like never blink when they're on camera.
Right.
And I feel like they're like never move a muscle in the top part of your face, only the bottom lip.
Because this is probably in like a pre-Botoxy world, right?
Sure.
But Michael Douglas's lower lip is, but there are some good speeches in here, or they're like, and it is this weird thing where it's like they're trying to bring up the idea that like how can a woman should be able to do whatever. We talk a lot in the there's about a what is it an aggressive woman likes to be on top is one of our songs, but I do think it is a lot about an aggressive woman likes to be on top, and they want to talk to it, but then they're also like, but an aggressive woman can't control herself and like loses her shit, which is what Demi Moore does time and time again. It's like, yes, she's powerful. Yes, she's aggressive, but she also has no control over her emotions. So she is going to let loose and say things she shouldn't say multiple times.
But, you know, it's interesting because at certain points you are on her side, you are on his side. Like you see it clearly. And I think, I mean, and again, this whole idea of the gray, I think it comes out in this where you leave just going like, I don't know. Like, I mean, you can really find, she doesn't seem like a villain necessarily at the end. I mean, the most villainous act she does is sabotage the plant.
Right.
Right? I mean...
For clean profit, for profit, you know, in the company that it seems to me, right, perhaps might have been done at the behest of Donald Sutherland. I'm not sure. I don't think she's out there acting as a malicious agent alone. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I don't think she's trying to game the system for her own gain or anything like that. I think she is a company. I think she's part of a company that itself is like participating in misrepresenting itself in order to overvaluate their merger price. You know, I don't think she's like trying to be set up as like, oh, she's like working alone as the bad guy. I think they're all bad. I think Sutherland is bad. I think Dylan Baker's bad. I think their whole team seems to be like a cabal of evildoers.
And Dylan Baker also in the mediation, everybody kind of in and out of the mediation in the middle of the day. Like, I got to go back to work.
They're doing it in the middle of the day. They're going to it. Like they're going to a different location. It's like,
they're going to another glass office conference room. Like, let's go to that other glass conference room.
Yeah, because I thought it was in their thing, and then they had to go back to work to then go back to the mediation. Although I do like when he wins the mediation at the end. They needed to connect him and his lawyer, and I love his lawyer, Roma Mafia. Like, she's Catherine Alvarez. Like, they win, and they're like, they don't hug. They just do this like awkward up top high five. Like double like, yeah,
we did it.
It's such a weird thing. Not a handshake. It's like, yeah.
And then he goes back and it's like, wait, have the papers gone through? There's still like, this is all part of their plot to screw me. Because it's so convoluted.
Yeah, well, because now they couldn't get him on this sexual harassment thing, so now they need to scapegoat him for the plant's flaws, again, to make them look good to the people who are going to buy them. The guy from Texas or
John
whatever.
Connolly Jr.
Well, no, then the father comes at the end of the movie.
When they're all so excited to check out the VR setup in his hotel room. Which, by the way, the other thing that I love, because it makes no sense, is it's like a bouncy mat, like an exercise bouncy mat that has like balls on it. But like they're walking around so fluidly. Yeah. It's like, well, they're going to walk right off that fucking bouncy mat. Like, like a normal human being's like feet would almost be touching the ends of the bouncy mat at regular.
It's like a personal trampoline.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like he's standing on, but then he's walking full stride through the corridor.
But then there's also that moment where he almost like falls off a cliff of the building.
Why did they build the corridor to have edges, like large, like it's as if the stairs at Hogwarts that are moving around is part of it, and you can't quite be certain that when you step next, it won't be just an abyss.
By the way, are you a Harry Potter?
I'm not. I've never.
And I'm not either. But it does feel like
me neither.
Yeah. You don't like the Harry Potter movies, right, Jason?
Never heard of it.
Have you read any of the books?
I don't even know what it is.
Harry who?
Are you saying Perry Hodder?
That you know. You do know
that I know. I know about parrying Hodder.
But the virtual like storage room, file cabinet, library space, I feel like Harry Potter kind of stole the movable.
Yeah, that's probably right.
J.K. Rowling, big fan of Crichton. Emily, so obviously in writing this episode, you saw this movie a lot. Are there any like little things that just jump out at you as being like, I mean, we talk about it a lot, but like even lines or moments that you're like, oh my God,
Well, Dennis Miller, we already started talking about Dennis Miller, but the jokes, the way that Nick was describing it, sort of the way that a drama writer writes comedy, every single, I get the spirit of it, that he's supposed to be like a little bit nasty.
Yeah.
But everything is just like a click off and gross. The way he describes, he's like, nipples like pencil erasers.
Yeah.
And everyone in the room is like, pencil erasers.
In case you make a mistake.
Ooh, you're going to use her boobs to erase your
crossword puzzle. Because now you're going to put it in pen.
And you might get into this in the, like, I Googled, like, reviews of the movie to be like, how was this movie received? And I know, Paul, you might.
I have a couple, but go ahead.
Well, the first line of the Roger Ebert review, do you have that?
I do. It's like, I'm sorry. You tell me if you have it.
It's like basically the first line is like, the Wonder Bra does amazing things for Demi Moore's cleavage, but this movie is a little bit lost in its delivery. And you're like, why did Roger Ebert looking like my grandma?
He also said basically a launch pad for sex scenes, but it's not. It's one. He doesn't even have sex with his wife, which I think would have been interesting too, like just to show like I mean,
like he's a horny guy, like sex.
Yeah,
sex,
like
I know.
To show that there was some. I don't know, some even chemistry there between them. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they were trying to make the point that like he used to be this like real playboy, but now he's been domesticated, and Demi Moore is opening the door to wildness again.
That's what she says to him.
And that it's almost like his home life has to be sexless in order for the other side of it to seem attractive. But like the more that's like,
but I think that
shouldn't be it shouldn't have that much of a spread almost.
I think that's part of the movie though, is like this guy used to be a playboy and now he got married and like he's a work-a-day guy and he's been beaten down and doesn't it suck? And like, you know, what's he supposed to do when this hottie tries to blow him?
Yeah, you get passed over by a promotion it's like the guy on the boat.
Yeah.
They might as well have the guy on the boat narrate the movie.
I know.
Well, obviously we had opinions about this movie, but there are people out there with a different opinion. Now it's time for second opinions.
The movie was a piece of shit, yet this person recommends it. Tell me what is the message? Maybe that art is subjective. I need a second opinion.
Thank you, John LaJoie, for that amazing song, as always. Well, get ready, people, because if you thought the movie had some problematic issues, these reviews go there.
Oh, boy.
These are 5-star reviews, cold from Amazon. Average rating of this movie, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Wow. 237 total reviews, 65% are 5-star reviews.
Holy shit.
And let's see, Maria writes, a very interesting and realistic movie that brought us sexual harassment in the workplace and showed us how, as women become CEOs, VPs, and directors of corporations, they start to show some of the same characteristics shown by men in the workplace. Women can be just as aggressive and focused on seeking sex with men that they work with. I think this movie shows a very realistic, true-to-life story that happens every day in corporate America. 5 stars. Excellent.
Yeah.
That is kind of the tenor of many of this. And then this one I really like because it's a little bit different, from Paulo Roberto Elias. He writes, Disclosure is a suspenseful corporate intrigue drama, showing us what goes on behind closed doors in many places. It has an appealing interface to an audience by showing how products can be made flawed by careless manufacturing. 5 stars.
Wow.
I love that guy's
The movie that guy watched was very different.
I really like that.
I happen to work in CD-ROM manufacturing.
Joni writes, love this movie. Watched it over 20 times.
What?
We'll watch it again now. 5 stars.
Chachi writes, not a fan.
Can you imagine being like, this is my favorite movie?
20 times watching this movie?
You know that movie when you meet someone and you're starting to kind of fall in love? You're like, oh, do we have the same taste in movies? Like, I want to show you this.
Favorite movie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Disclosure.
Oh,
let's spend our lives together.
This one is written by Paula Pumpkin. Did not care for the sex part, but overall the movie's very good and held your interest till the end. 5 stars.
Paula.
This one is written like this. Great movie. It shows just how far some women will go to get what they want in the workplace. This is not just a movie. It happens every day in the workplace. If you're charged with sexual harassment, it is a nightmare. When this became a workplace issue, my wife asked me if I knew the definition of sexual harassment, and I said no. And her response was, well, you know what it is? Anything you want it to be. So I'm glad that I retired 6 years ago. 5 stars.
Wait, meaning this guy was like constantly sexually harassing
I quit
women.
that day.
Yeah.
She told me that, and I was done.
But truly, it was like, my wife and I know that I sexually harass women constantly.
My wife gets it. I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So those are some of the reviews. Some interesting side facts. I did tell you the movie made 83 here. It made 213 million worldwide.
Yeah.
So that means, that's giant. The tagline was "Sex is power." And it was not written, I mean, the novel was written by Michael Crichton, but the screenplay was written by the same guy, Paul Anastasio, who wrote Donnie Brasco and Quiz Show.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting. And then if you do have a kink of watching Donald Sutherland turn into a vampire, then you definitely need to watch this movie because that is a scene we didn't really talk about, but is one of the best scenes. Michael Douglas has been traumatized.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a nightmare where
he has a sexy dream about Donald Sutherland
coming onto him like a vampire. It's so bizarre that
I don't think it's like a vampire though. He doesn't have fangs or anything.
I guess
he's trying to make out with him.
You're right, and I think I took it as like
you thought he was turning into a vampire.
I thought he was turning into a vampire.
No, he's trying to sexually assault him.
Oh. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Because you know what? I looked at the way he was coming with his mouth.
They shot it weird.
We don't have June here today.
Yeah.
But I feel like that
may have been
that is a moment.
That is like a June moment where she's like, and he was a vampire.
I was wondering why no one got no one.
I was like, what does Paul mean? Because I thought you were maybe referring to another Donald Sutherland role.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh no, there is, because in my mind, this guy, the merger goes through, the CD-ROM business takes off, and then everything happens, but then it becomes Pan Am, and it's the Hunger Games, and he's President Snow.
I'm just watching it again. They do it like a very tight perspective. It's like Michael Douglas's POV.
Yeah.
And then he goes, come on, Bob.
He comes in for a kiss, and it looks like he's gonna suck his blood.
and his tongue is out like before. Like his tongue is making the first contact.
And you thought he was trying to bite his neck for blood.
Yeah, I thought he was having like a weird dream, like they're sucking me dry at this company. I did not even pull it together. It's so bizarre that now he also feels like.
Well, that's the beauty of a movie like this. It's all up for interpretation.
It's
all valid. It's all valid.
Well, obviously, we normally ask, do you recommend this movie? But I think you need to watch this movie or not. You don't need to watch it to enjoy it, but I think it will give another level of enjoyment.
I would say like the episode that is, I don't know what number it is in season 3, but it's later in the season. It's probably like episode 8 or 9 of season 3. It's Disclosure, the musical. The other part of that episode is the Queer Eye guys they Queer Eye Coach Steve. It's like one of my favorite episodes of the show. Jay recommends Coach Steve. And anyway, the point is, I can't recommend this movie enough, just in general, but also specifically when you watch Big Mouth, the Disclosure episode, it will be that much more gratifying.
And Big Mouth comes out next week on Netflix. What's the actual day it drops?
October 4th it drops. So this is a great thing to do leading up to watching Big Mouth. So that when the season comes out,
watch it every day. Watch Disclosure once
Can you watch this one out of order?
I would watch it in order. I would let the season, because there's some stuff that happens in the episode that are irrelevant to the season, and so I would wait to watch it until you hit it.
And who are the stars of the Disclosure musical? Or is that a secret?
It's not a secret. I mean,
Nick is.
But
maybe the other ones we can.
Yes, the other ones. Nick is. Yes, we'll leave the rest a secret. But Nick may be the star of the.
Are
musical.
you guys at
and
all?
He might have a Michael Douglas wig.
Nice. The success of this show, like obviously the success of this show, Big Mouth, and this season especially, I think is everybody's really highly anticipating it. Will this episode launch a musical Disclosure? Like, are you interested? Are you interested in mounting Disclosure the musical, or are you going to let high schools or middle schools, I guess, across the country mount productions of?
We got to talk to
the
Samuel
musical?
French about that.
Smart.
The book of this will be great.
It's going to be. And Mark Rivers wrote all the music for. He writes
How
all
many
the
songs did you guys do? Yeah.
I mean,
you've got the power now.
You've got the power now. Aggressive woman likes to be on top.
The interpretive blowjob ballet.
Yes. And there's one or two others I can't remember.
There's like a long. there's a long montage.
The whole opening. It's finally happening. We waited so long. The opening number is like the opening number of. It's for the rehearsal or the tryouts for it, but there's at least 3 or 4 full numbers in the show.
I cannot wait.
It's crazy.
And I really do recommend, like, we talked about this movie being like 2 hours and 10 minutes, but it goes down smooth. It really is. I mean, like, I watched it totally, like, I was like, like, a lot of the times I'm looking at, like, how much longer. I'm like, no, it tells a story well. I mean, it's confused. It is
unlike
mixed.
a lot of the movies we do are poorly made.
Yeah.
No, this is an impeccably constructed movie from from great filmmakers, from smart, it is absolute trash, but it is certainly constructed well. I wasn't confused.
Yeah.
Like during The Visitor.
I was confused about all of the tech stuff. Did you guys fully understand?
No, I mean, that stuff, I feel like, again, it's like they're just saying,
I think
gobbledygook.
Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And by the way, we didn't even just mention like what emails look like.
Oh,
yes.
I wrote it down. One of the things I loved about this movie is it opens with the girl, his daughter, going, "Dad, you got a email." Email. Email. And the emails are written like letters.
Yeah.
And she reads it aloud from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
The entire, yells it, I guess, to nobody in the house.
Yeah.
Almost everybody does that. Almost everybody reads their emails aloud as if like they need to comprehend it in a way that is.
He also has some great one-sided phone calls, by the way. She's doing some great one-sided phone call, cell phone work.
I mean, that cell phone, I love like all the details. I mean, and it's.
Oh, and I love the guy on the boat who's like, remember when cell phones were huge? And he was like, yeah, I was in Wall Street when they were huge. I was Gordon Gekko. Remember, I'm synonymous with those giant cell phones. Now, why at the end of the movie, blah, 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 everything happens. Okay, so they're in the car and Michael Douglas's daughter says, "Daddy, I didn't believe any of the stuff they said about you." Who told the daughter? Who told the daughter?
Reading the email.
And why?
Yeah,
why did they tell?
What if the daughter was a friend?
Why?
I thought maybe.
Why did they tell
that would
like
be
a
amazing.
7-year-old what was going on? It wasn't in the papers.
No,
it wasn't.
I think what they're saying is like the kids are. I think
Sponges. She
I
picked
think
it
we're
up
saying
at
like
home.
kids see what's happening.
And just in a weird moment of life imitating art, in 2003, Demi was sued for sexual harassment by her ranch caretaker. He claimed that she fired him after he rejected her advances. Ultimately, she was cleared of all charges.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I'm sure that rancher was like, this movie, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh yeah,
Where did I get this idea from? I feel like
the ranch hand. So, all right.
Can I promote one more thing?
Yeah, please.
I'm also going on a stand-up tour, middle-aged boy tour this fall all over the country. So I'll be doing shows wherever these guys and June have been running through this wonderful nation. I'll be following up.
It's a great show. I've seen it. Go see it, everybody.
I'm very excited to see it. I've seen pieces of it, and it's very good. Where can they go get tickets for that?
Then go to nickkroll.com, middle-aged boy tour.
I love it. Emily, anything you want to talk about?
no, just Big Mouth. Very excited. October 4th.
I love it. All right.
I really, truly do. This season of Big Mouth, I'm very pleased with.
I'm very
There's
excited.
some crazy episodes.
I cannot wait.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Emily. Big Mouth is coming back, season 3 on Netflix, October 4th. And if you have not picked up June's book, go and get it. It's called Represent, A Woman's Guide to Running for Office and Changing the World. It is fantastic. Give it to a woman in your life who you think should run for office, or if you are that woman, pick up the book and make sure you head on over to tpublic.com. We have amazing shirts, brand new shirts from the tour, from our last couple of episodes. A lot of them are on sale right now, so definitely check that out at tpublic.com/stores/HDTGM. And a big thanks to Avril Halley, who helps us with all of our film choices, Nate Kiley, who does all of our research, Molly Reynolds, who just chipped in this week and took a lot of information and gave it to me right before the show, Devin, who of course is engineering this entire thing, Cody, one of our producers, and everybody here at Earwolf. We appreciate you. Make sure that we hear your voices next week on the mini episode. You can give us a call at 619-PAUL-ASK. That's 619-PAUL-ASK to hear what your thoughts about disclosure are, or about your life. We want to hear from you on our mini episodes. And if you're still listening right now, and I hope you are, rate and review the podcast on iTunes. It helps us. It really does. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.